Welcome inside Target Center to Timberwolves Fast Break alongside Kevin Lynch and Rebecca Brunson. I am Annie Sabo. Sadly, the Wolves' 3-game homestand ends with a loss this afternoon to New Orleans, 120-107 the final. Kevin and Rebecca, offense not necessarily a problem. However, I think it's fair to say the Wolves' defense needs to improve if they're going to win ball games.
Yeah, that's still something that they're trying to figure out. Their defense has not been great, but you can't say that they didn't come into this afternoon energetic and wanting to play, because they played extremely hard. So that wasn't the problem, but them being efficient on the defensive end and the offensive end was not their highlights. They did not get stops when they needed to. They weren't able to keep the Pelicans out of the paint, which was a problem. They knew that coming in. The Pelicans are second in points in the paint, and they dominated them in that aspect of the game. And then the Wolves, their offense, they got good looks. They got the shots that they wanted, but they couldn't hit them. So the combination of the two, if you're not going to play great defense, you better be able to outshoot people. And if you understand that you're not scoring at a great clip, then you need to buckle down and get stops, and they didn't do that. They allowed the Pelicans to do what they wanted to do, and it made for an afternoon that it wasn't pleasant.
No, it wasn't pleasant at all.
It was not pleasant.
Drew Holiday, a big afternoon. He had 37 points and almost another triple-double. And he's playing terrific, and he doesn't get enough attention, at least in my opinion. And then they're young guys. I mean, Zion Williamson was exciting. I think a lot of people in Target Center were pretty pumped up to watch him dunk, and he delivered, especially early on in the ball game. But Brandon Ingram played solid. Lonzo Ball did some good things too. So there's a lot of reasons for those Pelican fans to be excited. It should be fun to watch. See if this team can try to threaten maybe Dallas or Memphis and try to get in. So it's going to be interesting to watch that, spots from about 7 to about 12 in that Western Conference to see who finally gets in.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Lonzo's shot, right? I think that's something that Culver can walk away from, because he has that hitch. So if he looks at what Lonzo did to progress that shot, then that makes me hopeful as well.
Lonzo Ball had maybe the ugliest shot I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. And he's really done a nice job. It's much better now. And let's see, Jarrett Culver's starting point is much better than Lonzo Ball as far as mechanics. But Lonzo Ball, that's a difficult thing to do, to change your shot at this point in your life. And he's done a nice job. He's a much better shooter now, and he's on his way.
Yep. Again, one more time, the final, 120-107. New Orleans taking the regular season series 2-1. Drew Holiday, the headliner, 37 points. Zion Williamson threw in 23 and 7 rebounds. As we discussed, the Wolves defense really struggled at times. Let's head downstairs to hear from head coach Ryan Saunders following the loss.
I know the character of that locker room. I know the character of the individuals. Our communication, our one-on-one talks, whether it be with myself, with Gerson, or with other coaches each day, it's not just guys who have been here. It's, the new guys. And, I'm not worried about these guys being dejected or anything, but, after losing, we're competitors. You are dejected in a way, but you got to pick yourself back up the next day, find a way to get better.
The Wolves began a 6-game road trip with Houston on Tuesday. Houston 21-9 at home. On Friday, game 1 of a back-to-back against Chris Paul and the Thunder. And on Saturday, the Wolves playing in San Antonio against the Spurs. We hope to see you Tuesday for Wolves Live beginning at 6:30, as that'll do it for Timberwolves Fast Break.